It was Easter Monday in Canada on the island of Sodor. The policeman, who was still causing trouble with his rules and regulations, was out and about doing his usual patrols as usual. But then he could hear a bus in the distance. Then he recognized who the bus was. "Excuse me there, bus," said the policeman, "but I'm afraid that you have violated Rule Point 62751, stating no double-decker buses are permitted within this radius." The driver was confused. "All buses are permitted within this radius." "That makes it worse," said the policeman. He were a regular lawbreaker in his book. Bulgy pulled sadly away. Passengers were cross. The driver was furious. Bulgy was confused. Then 5 minutes later, the same policeman showed up again at a different section of the road. Bulgy saw it and came to stop. "We meet again, bus," said the policeman. "You have violated yet another law. It states that you are going under the speed limit." "Huh, no surprise, isn't it?" "I was going at the speed limit I was supposed to go at," protested Bulgy. "Huh, makes it worse, makes it worse. You are supposed to go at 45 miles an hour, not 35 miles an hour. What are you, some sort of a... What are you, some thing?" Bulgy did not want to argue with the policeman. Neither did the driver. "Let's get out of here," said the driver. The policeman issued Bulgy and the driver a warning. Bulgy made his way. Throughout the rest of his journey, it was uneventful. But Bulgy was confused and a little worried. What is up with that policeman? He better not be the same one that got Thomason in trouble. "It might be," said the driver, "but hard to say. Thankfully that law has been abolished with the amount of engines we've gotten over the years." "Yes, indeed. Sure." The passengers took notes in their notebooks about the policeman and wanted to file a complaint to the National Railway Museum about this. The National Railway Museum got in contact with one of the passengers and decided to conduct their own investigation. Bulgy made his way across the countryside as he made his way past the quiet fields and the coolness of the houses. It was a cool day as usual, and the wind was blowing at a steady pace of paces. Bulgy was going a little slower than usual because of the overload of passengers he had within his canopy. He was just crossing the bridge, just before Wellsworth, when he thought he could see the policeman again. Oh, not again, thought Bulgy. Indeed it was. The policeman was waiting for Bulgy, with his notebook in hand. Bulgy came to a stop. "Yes, officer, what do you want? Let me guess. I broke yet another law." "Huh, another silly one." "Oh, don't talk to me like that," said the officer. "Yes, you have broken the law. You have way too many passengers." "But that is why Bulgy's a double-decker bus," said the driver. He argued with the policeman. "Listen, if you stop us again, and I will make a complaint to Sir Topham Hatt. Say one more word, and I'll ensure that you have no job at all," said the policeman. And the policeman wrote regular argument breaker in his book. Bulgy looked sadly away. Passengers were furious at it, and by this point, Bulgy had enough, and same with the driver. He wanted to talk to Sir Topham Hatt during that hour. But the passengers was able to get the driver's attention and get Sir Topham Hatt. Soon, Bulgy was crossing the same bridge, or a different one in fact, just after Wellsworth. He thought he could see the policeman again. Oh great, driver, what do we do? It's the same policeman, has his notebook, and apparently we have to pay a fine this time. Let's go back. "No, you're not," said the policeman, who was shouting from the other side of the bridge. "You're going over here this instant, and you shall pay this maximum fine of, let's just say, a $200,000 fine for you, driver." And, of course, the loss of... "That is enough," said a familiar voice. It was Sir Topham Hatt. He walked on the bridge. "You listen here, officer. I may be in charge of the railway, but you have no right to say such laws to my boss. And for causing all the trouble you did the other day with my engines. How dare you do such a terrible act?" The police officer did not know what to say. "You listen here. You listen here, fat controller. The name is Sir Topham Hatt to you. Whatever. You listen here. I have a job to do. I have a fine to pay to this boss, and for what? For what? You trying to... For what? A regular lawbreaker yet again?" The police officer stopped. "Come on, can't you take a joke?" The engines below were laughing and hysterical. Bill and Ben were laughing out loud, and Boko could not even contain himself as his exhaust almost expired. "Then that's settled then. Do not mess with my engines or myself again, or I'm reporting to your chief of authority. Now, Edward, I am needed for a meeting at the Scarlory Railway." "Yes, sir, I will take you there," said Edward. Soon Sir Topham Hatt quickly got off the bridge and got into one of the coaches. The guard blew his whistle, and Edward slowly and carefully hopped away to the Scarlory Railway. Mr. Percival, his thoughts, his 2 cents worth on what was going on regarding St. Mator. At the mine where Thomas fell through years ago, Percy was collecting some empty trucks to take to Nafford. But when all of a sudden he could see the same police officer yet again with his antics. "I'm sorry, but you must go and turn around. It is dangerous for all engines to drive fast backwards." "Oh, don't be ridiculous," said Percy. "I'm not a tender engine. I can go just as well as backwards as forwards." "Indeed. Tender engines such as Gordon, no pun intended, sorry Gordon, yes, like basically, it's dangerous for them to go at dangerous speeds." "Huh. Well, it's worse for tank engines for what I heard. So you must go and turn around." Meanwhile, the secret project at the quarry was complete. A new tram engine was built. "Hello, everyone," said the tram engine. "My name is Kate, or Katie for short. I am the newest tram engine built on the island of Sodor. Welcome. I'm here to help you." Toby and Mavis were elated to see Kate. "Then what are you waiting for? Let's go," said Toby, and he rang his bell cheerfully. In no time, Kate was up to speed. She shunted all the trucks by herself without the assistance of Tobias or Mavis. The trucks behaved at once as Kate gave them a good bump. The last 2 trucks were shunted by Mavis as Kate was unable to get to the said siding. At last, after well over half an hour, surprisingly, the train was arranged. "Good luck, Kate," said Mavis, "and may the force be with you." "No pun intended, of course," said the driver. "Good luck, Kate. And beware, there's been some ongoings with a policeman about said laws." "Don't worry, I got this," said Kate. His driver had a bit of a plan, and Toby listened in and whispered to his own plan he did a few years ago. Soon, Kate made his way with a long, heavy train of well over 3,500 trucks to the sea. The police officer, meanwhile, was being a bit of a troll, as he was waiting to said busted. Then he could see Kate in the distance. The policeman's jaw dropped. He'd never seen such an engine before. As he puffed down the tramway where Thomas got into trouble, and Tobias rang the bell years ago. The trucks giggled and glittered in excitement as said act was committed, like Toby did before. "Oi, you!" Kate was making good time with the train. As he popped over the tramway, Mavis got stuck at the crossing years ago. The conductor, the guard, and the drivers of the vehicles were very surprised to see Kate. They never seen Kate before. Engine of her own stature before. A few minutes later, Kate arrived at Farquhar. It was just about to drop the trucks off, or should I say take them to Nafford Harbor destined for. Kate pumped very quietly and carefully, and I mean carefully for that matter, because you don't want to blow your cover, ladies and gentlemen, to where Thomas was arguing with the policeman, yet again, about the law. Engines going on public roads must have their wheels covered and a cowcatcher in front, to protect people and animals from being dragged under the wheels and straight onto the line. I'm sorry, Thomas, or Timaeus, you have not, so... The police! There was a long silence, leaving a shocked and stuttered policeman yet again. Annie and Clarabelle laughed out loud. 2 minutes later, Kate finished her journey to Farquhar and stopped at the platform at the station. She saw everything. Well done, Kate. You did a very good job. My goodness, you brought all the trucks. One trip, no less. Well, your way is clear now, so you are on your way to Nafford Harbor. Thank you, sir. And, by the way, I saw what's going on. Is the policeman all right? Let's take a look, said the station master. The policeman was just stood there and had nothing to say. He better be careful, otherwise he may, lose an edge or two. The station master and Kate laughed in excitement as to what they saw was amazing. And hilarious, too. Meanwhile, enough is enough, said Sir Topham Hatt. Sir, you have to understand. Your engines, narrow gauge and standard gauge, have broken a lot of laws, and I'm afraid I'm going to say I'm going to shut down your railway forever. You can't do that, said Mr. Percival. The board of directors have the final say on that. Yes, indeed, said Edward. If you do that, we'll go under forever. There was a brief 5-second silence, for the time being, but then it happened. Jim's crew and Peter Sam's crew laughed in excitement. It seems that Jim and Peter Sam may have given you a bit of a warning there, said Sir Topham Hatt. Now, you have two options. You either stop what you're doing, you go by the current laws and act the laws, or you turn yourself in and let's just say good luck finding another job. Officer. The officer was ashamed. I'm sorry, sir. I feel very ashamed. I will speak to my higher-ups about this. Yeah, you better, said Jim. Either way, the matter has been dealt with, and hopefully that police officer does not go by the old laws again. First Thomas, and then everyone else. Who's next? Anyway, I'm very pleased that the matter has been dealt with, but a lot of confusion and delay ensued. I'm sorry, Peter, Sam, and Jim, you'll have to carry that load tomorrow. I'll see you in the morning, Mr. Percival. We have a lot to discuss about. Sir Topham Hatt left to go to find the nearest hotel. All the engines brought back to the sheds. They went fast asleep, thinking about their interesting adventure with the interesting policeman.